on my side. Oh, there it is.
Hey, hi ViVi. Oh my God, how many years has it been till we got to episode 27?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, lots of great things have happened. We've had our summit and we've been busy recouping and reframing and rethinking
And planning
and
and dreaming.
planning and
Yeah.
dreaming. Absolutely.
And then of course my entire good evening, everybody. I see people coming on. Love to have you. You know, heard it through the grapevine. This is Tanya Abreu, and go ahead, ViVi.
Viviana Hernandez St. Louis, live from Baja California, Rosarito, and welcome everyone to our Heard It Through the Grapevine. We've been anxious to get back and share lots of great things with you.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, December and the holidays hit, and that was a good break time. And then this Omicron and, you know, this new chapter of, and I'm laughing because I know so many people that have had it and they didn't even get a cold. It was just a fever, but everything shut down again. And it's just been, oh, so crazy. And then I and the children had food poisoning in the beginning of January. We had our summit, and then the kids tested separately, like 5-6 days from each other with COVID. So my January was just one big blur of, you know, honestly helping people with what we're calling roadmaps and sitting in my house. It was just a blur, outside of the amazing summit, which we're going to talk about in a few. And it's so good to see Joe. Hi, Joe. It's good to see you too. Las Vegas in the house. Plenty of things to talk about in the next couple of minutes together. But I'm going to bring Lynette up because Lynette is going to help us tonight. Hi, Lynette.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
SoCal in the house. SoCal in the house.
That's right.
85 degrees today, guys. Beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly here, but chilly is still 75, so I can't complain. Listen, Lynette, I see that your makeup list and fresh. How are you liking the experimenting with the serum?
Hey, you know that serum that you gave me? I actually gave some of it to Mike, and he actually made a mention. He says, "Hey, what happened to those bags under your eyes?" Well, I'm glad you noticed because I had some puffiness right here under my eyes, and he even said, "Yeah, they're gone." So
it's kind of interesting. I'll tell our viewers and listeners, you know, you're listening to a weekly podcast from me and ViVi, and Lynette is another leader. ViVi is a brilliant top leader in Mexico, which is a new country for us. We'll talk about that briefly. And we came out of our summit talking about new products and samples to try. And the one sample that I didn't, you know, we're working on, which is a serum, an oil-based Muscadine grape serum with things like hyaluronic acid and squalane, neem oil, just really powerful healers and antioxidants for the skin. We've all been playing around with. I gave all my samples away. I had about a week with it, and man, I would wake up and think, my God, did I leave makeup on my face? Because it was like kind of so smooth. And it did have an effect. And then I said, oh my gosh, I've been in the sun. Why am I so white? And the reason being is that there's a real cell turnover, right? With the serum, it turns over your cells. So it gets rid of discoloration, it gets rid of fine lines, and it gives you new skin, which of course is lighter. So we are having a lot of fun trying out a serum that hopefully will be with us earlier in the year rather than later.
I actually gave Mike some of my samples, so half my bottle he took.
Okay, so well, Mike is, everybody who may be on the call or not know, is our CEO. The company is called IQMK Global, and our premier face is something that we really, it's weird. You know, we don't have a topic. Next week, we have an amazing topic, how to build your tribe personally and professionally, with a special guest. But this week I said, look, you know, we've all been through the holidays. We've been through a January of planning with the summit, and we really have to talk about why we're here. and why we're continuing a commitment to this company, this in particular, this grape. I mean, I never thought in my entire life that I would be committed to a grape. It is the Muscadine grape. It's out of the Carolinas. It's the size of a small plum. It can be beautiful metallic bronze or deeply, deeply eggplant burgundy. It is a beautiful fruit, rich in, over 100 polyphenols. Its skin and seeds are in research for cancer, for heart disease, for dementia. Such a powerful thing. And over the holidays, as I was stressed putting the summit together and dealing with, cancellations due to the pandemic and all kinds of stresses, I forgot to really celebrate the fact that I was getting phone calls from people that said, my husband's prostate numbers went to half. He's still first stage cancer, but he's half now. We are not going to do the chemo. We're just going to do the radiation. Now, I'm not saying that, of course I can't, that this is some cure, but do the research. Google muscadine grape seed and prostate cancer clinical trials. You will see that there are 3 top trials right now. That one is closed because they said it's effective. Why play with the control group? And the other 2 are ongoing, one in particular out of Howard University that's showing that only the muscadine grape seed alone is reversing and retreating prostate cancer cells. And so when I thought about tonight, and ViVi and I thought about tonight, I said to myself, we really need to remember why we're here. And I wanted to give a chance to myself, a chance to Lynette, and a chance to ViVi to say, this is why we're here. This is a brand new company. It is MLM or not MLM. It is about a product. It is not about recruiting people. It's not about, building some pyramid. It is about taking and sharing a product that I looked in the mirror just yesterday and I said, I have the fullest hair I've had after 30. I have glowing skin. I'm not being, and believe me, I'm not being, narcissistic here. I'm sharing, and I'm saying, okay, I don't take diabetes medication, right? This muscadine, taking 6 to 8 tablets a day, has controlled my A1C to this around the 6 range from a 12 at one point in my life. I say to people all the time, I was 3 weeks away from laminectomy, a serious back surgery with chronic pain, sciatica. And that went away within a month of muscadine. And, I said to myself, wait a second, am I going crazy? Am I drinking some kind of crazy Kool-Aid that Mike Ask Gary has? How can one simple grape, right, out of nature do all this stuff to me? And I came up with that 3-way punch that I, to this day, share with scientific people and non-scientific people alike. We know that antioxidants prevent your cells from degenerating into disease. Diseases such as cancer, diseases such as heart disease, dementia. When you have free radicals reacting to stress points in your body, if they are too many and you don't have antioxidants coming into your body, they will take over and kill off healthy cells. That's the science. Our MusNatural is one of, if not the most powerful superfruit that we know of and have researched on the planet. And it provides your body with 100% plus antioxidant. So we know it works from an antioxidant. We also know it works as an anti-inflammatory. All the pain in my back, pain in my neck, pain in my shoulders, pain anytime we have pain is caused by the inflammation of nerves. When we have things like autoimmune diseases, right? Those nerves are constantly inflamed and we're fatigued from that pain. We know that the muscadine grape has over 100 polyphenols and active compounds, including resveratrol, that de-inflames our nerve endings, creating less pain in our bodies. And lastly, the reason why my eyes have improved and I can't find one glasses anymore, And the reason why my hair is thicker, the antioxidants, but enhanced blood flow, guys. The fact that it is proven scientifically, probably more than any other research, that grape seed and resveratrol, and certainly muscadine, actually increases the blood flow and through the veins and through the arteries, making your heart healthier, making your scalp healthier, making your eye vessels come back alive again so you can see better, making your belly a healthier place, making your sexual response more pronounced no matter what your age, getting blood to the feet to prevent all kinds of neuropathies and other things that happen as we age, even if you don't have diabetes. So guys, I'm sticking in 2022. It's hard. People are not making the kinds of money that they want to make unless they're in certain types of fields. But we're all committed to not doing something mythological with this IQMK business, but doing something quite simple, sharing the science and sharing our own experience with MusNatural. And I'm going to pass it on now because that's what started at the summit. That's what started at the summit. We were able to look at each other in person, all like 60 plus of us in the room. We had wanted 100, but hey, we were dealing with 80% infection rate in many states at that time. But we look around and people saying, yeah, you know, my mother thinks a lot better at 90 after 6 months on this stuff. And quite frankly, I'm no longer worried about dementia. I thought it was inherited, but I feel great. Somebody else raises their hand and says, I sleep less and I've never been happier. And you just get this feeling of, you know what, this is a superfood. This is a safe way to have a safety net for our health. So that's what the summit began to do for me. And I'd like to ask, we'll start with Lynette and in this round and finish with Lady ViVi. You know, what did the summit do for you and why are you kind of recommitting to MusNatural in 2022? I'm going to give you more space. I'm listening, but I'm going to give you more.
Well, okay. What the summit did for me was it just solidified everything that I already knew. And it made me more passionate knowing that there were other people out there that were just as passionate about this as I am. And I wasn't crazy, you know. My thing is, you know, I kind of go around and my friends laugh at me, but every time somebody says something, I always have a 3-word answer. Everything is a 3-word answer. You need muscadine. Period. That's it. And they're just like, they roll their eyes and I say, oh my God, is that miracle cure? That, you know, it is what it is. It is what you want it to be. It is what you believe it's going to be. But what it's been to me and a lot of the people in my circle is it actually has been, you know, a miracle of health and wellness, and, you know, people whose A1C has gone down, people who avoided surgery, including myself, and people who are able to walk. You know, I mean, this past weekend, it was funny. You know, last month, I celebrated my 56th birthday. That's 5-6. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. So this weekend, I played in a volleyball tournament from 9 a.m. till about 3 p.m. in sand. So I came home and my every bone, every muscle in my body was exhausted. But what did I do? I got up the next morning and I played some more volleyball with some 20 and 30-year-olds that were, you know, whose level of playing is much higher than mine. And then right after that, I should have gone home and I should have gotten in a jacuzzi and you know, my bones and everything were hurting. My joints were kind of inflamed because, you know, that's a lot of activity, you know, a tournament on Saturday, and then you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday and you do it again. And then I went dancing on concrete that night.
I was going to say, you have to have topped it off with dancing.
I danced for another 3 hours on concrete. So there's no way I would be able to do that without muscadine. There's no way on God's green earth. And the funny thing about it is Facebook is a beautiful thing because it reminds me of where I was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, before muscadine. I've been eating muscadine for about 6 years now. And these images come up with me in a knee brace and me in my ankle brace and always having to elevate my, my injuries, and people would see me in the corner like, what's wrong, Lynette? Well, it's that, what can I do? It's a chronic injury. I have to go get surgery. I never got the surgery. I just got muscadine. So guess what? You need muscadine. That's my 3-word answer for everything. And
I have the 3 reasons, right? Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and circulation enhancer. We're just tick.
And what the summit did for me was it solidified the fact that I'm not crazy. There are other people as obsessed with this stuff as I am, right? So I was vindicated, and that's what it did for me.
I have another little story that I cheated, and I looked at my phone. The kids, my grandkids' mom, my daughter-in-law, she drives truck, and she had a cracked tooth, and she doesn't have dental, and it's not quite as easy, but it got really infected. And she's going to a primary care when she gets to, someplace in Texas to get antibiotics, right? And then was it yesterday? I told her on day 1, just go ahead and put the muscadine liquid extract right in the hole, which she did. And by day 3, she had no pain and the inflammation was gone. And it's like, oh, wow. It's the other thing that you can do amazing amounts of, Googling and researching is the fact that grape seed and grape skin, literally for thousands of years, have been used as a poultice, as an anti-infection, antibacterial. So it just goes the same way right in your mouth. So that's really, really cool. Well, I guess we're going to turn it over to you, ViVi, to share some things. If you do something in 3s, you get a prize, I guess. But we'll let you
need muscadine.
We'll let you.
All right. So I guess I do got 3s. I really love the creation of the curriculum that we really covered: science, service, and success. I am obsessed with knowledge, and that is one of IQMK's values. I'm a lifelong learner. I feel my best when I'm learning and when I'm giving. And so, I really love that the people that were there needed to be there to, like you said, Lynette, to kind of solidify that, their commitment, right? Or not. And, some opportunities and some life changes are not for everyone, and that's okay. And so that really, really, really kind of resonated with me, because it really just revalued my commitment to health and wellness. Right. I consider myself a multi-passionate person. I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about youth development. I'm passionate about training and coaching. I'm passionate about health and wellness. I'm passionate about being better, for tomorrow than I was yesterday. And so I really love the pieces that we had on Resilient, the amazing guest speakers, Dr. Bello, Tammy, who really focuses on that inner work. So I think that to start any venture, to really commit yourself to anything, you really have to do the work, right? You really have to know your why. You really have to put those ideas down. You really have to roadmap. You really have to take in the resources and go for them. And that is what really did. And I actually had this 2 events in January. My January feels like a blur too, because I've been like on learning mode. And then after being on learning mode, for most of January, I ended up with the back sprain, and I think that if I didn't have the knowledge, if I didn't have this amazing product that I can, really fall back on and nourish myself for the recovery, I would have been like, oh my God, what is this? I would have been in frantic mode. I wouldn't have been, I think, as calm as I was, as composed as I was, to know that I have something that's working from the inside out that I can take, that is a part of my habit, that is a part of my diet, that it's a part of my health and well-being. So, you
Right.
know, that is how completely, you know, again, self-committed, recommitted to health and wellness. And then this whole, you know, amazing opportunity that we have to grow IQMK Global in other countries. I'm grateful to be part of this expansion team, to be leading some training and development
Can you
with our
talk a
new
little
partners
bit?
here.
Can you talk a little bit about this? I mean, I'd love to hear your sense of Mexico. And my dearest Lynette, can you talk a little bit about your sense of what's going to be happening in the Philippines this year? I can briefly talk about Ghana because it's happening, and I can talk even more about Jamaica. So let's start with Mexico and go on to Philippines, and then I can round it up a bit.
Sure. So some very exciting things is that we're pretty much almost fully ready to be launched into Mexico. We're in the last pieces, last end of all of the paperwork and all of that businessy stuff, that you could say, so that our partners in Mexico are able to get the product, you know. And right now we're still working on just really sharing the story. We have amazing testimonials coming out of Mexico. In our Monday call that I was leading with one of the up and coming leaders as well, Cynthia, and all of the support was there, Charles, Lynette, Mike, is that we have one of our eye partners who shared with us that his A1C was 9.3 and it is now 5.0. This is an older gentleman. His name is Joe, and he was so excited to tell us. He's always excited to share, but he really focused on really what it's doing for you, for your life, right? And I mean, I feel the same way about my mom. My mom was also able to lower her A1C. She's had controlled diabetes and she's been on Muscadine, which has been now almost 5 months. I've seen it in my own personal, of course, health as well. And that's why I'm fully invested as this being, you know, a way of living for me. This is a nutrient that my family needs. As far as Mexico goes too, we're super excited because we are launching new events as things start to open. We actually have one coming up on the 26th. It's going to be our first super Saturday. We're calling it, in an amazing location in Rancho, what is it? Rancho Bajamar? Rancho Bajamar. Bajamar, yes,
Yeah.
which is technically almost Ensenada, but it's towards the end of Rosarito Beach here in Mexico. We are going to try and have a virtual piece and an in-person piece. So we're bringing in some very interested people. We also have some support, and Mike, you know, our CEO, has done amazing to really focus on, you know, what can work for different people that are interested. What can work for someone that has an established business? How can you be an investor, right? How can you have this opportunity not to only better your health, but that of your community? And so that's what we're really trying to do here in Mexico, really focus on sharing into the community how this product can change your life, and then also provide some sort of financial support depending on the commitment that you have. And that's what we're here for. We're helping people really define what type of commitment they're ready to make to a growing company with an amazing product that is a life changer. And so we have a lot of passionate people here. Direct marketing works very well in Mexico, and I'm assuming also, you know, in other countries. But there's going to be different models. There's going to be different opportunities that people can do. One amazing thing that I feel that Mexico has going for them is that there's a binational opportunity, meaning you can have customers both in the US and in Mexico. And you have that binational opportunity to be able to, you know, for those people that have that, being able to come and go and be able to build your network from that, and your customer base, for those that are really health enthusiasts and really want to better their health, but also for those interested in the opportunity to be able to gain some financial wellness as well. So I'll leave it up to you because, to really focus on some of the different opportunities, in as far as investing or, just becoming a referral, a rewards customer, right? So different ways to be able to do that. I think some of those for each place is a little bit similar, but also a little bit different. And that's the beauty of this, right? That we are able to make it work for different communities, for different circumstances. And so I'm really excited for the growth that I know we are going to have.
Yes.
We
You're
can't
muted,
hear
hon.
you.
Do you want to go ahead and discuss the Philippines right now?
I mean, I'll throw in a little bone there. I've been kind of scouring the internet for some great flights, and I think I'm going to end up going for a few months, and I'm really excited about that. I actually have a brand new distributor that is building a house out there, and it's a 3-story, 7-bedroom mansion, and she happens to live very close to one of our top leaders. And so there's an area right above where our office is that I'm going to be there for 3 or 4 months, solid building. And the thing about the Philippines is the thing that's great about our CEO, right, is he's experienced different cultures and what the different cultures accept and what they're a little bit weary about. The thing with the Philippines is that, and I know because I'm Filipino, is that when we're raised to be hungry. We're raised to be hungry to go out and go after it. I was remember growing up, I was punished for not coming home with straight A's. I mean, if it wasn't straight A's, I was grounded. I was punished. And then on top of that, I was the president of the Girls Athletic Association. I was the student athlete of the year. Both my sister and my brother were, exactly the same way, very high educationally, very high in sports as well. And we were pushed and pushed and pushed. And now that I'm looking at the culture standing in the United States, looking at the Filipino culture, I see that that's just the way we all are. That's how we are brought up. We're brought up to not really see the obstacles, to just fight right through them. And yes, we know that the average income there is $500 a month, but a $50 bottle, they're saying, is a miracle that it's as affordable as it is. Where you see other countries that are not as I guess less fortunate economically, they're complaining that it's not as affordable. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what it is? It's the culture and the way we see things. See, in the Philippines, we have no insurance to fall back on. So we know that we have to put a high value on staying healthy, because once we lose that health, it's over. You're having to go, you have to go fund me. You're depending on other people to pay for your bills, because there is no insurance in the Philippines. So we need to stay healthy. And that's why companies like ours, especially as healthy and holistic, is so much easier to grow. And the opportunities in the Philippines and in Mexico, man, it's I'm so excited about the next year and a half.
Well, me too. And I want to, just because I know some people are on from those places, want to talk about Jamaica and about Ghana, West Africa.
Same thing.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny that you really, you talked a whole lot about how, how Muscadine is an opportunity. And it certainly is, but it's also an amazing opportunity to just really understand how important proper nutrition is, and how important having the right buzz of antioxidants in your bloodstream around the clock is for reversing deterioration in our body. And so for me in 2022, it's going to be about content. It's going to be about pushing out content, really looking at the research really deeply, and also just amalgamating people who are on the grape. It's like, I'm on the grape, aren't you? I just think it's really important to live a must life. And
I have friends that call it must crack.
Must crack,
grape crack.
Yeah, well, that gets interesting. But no, truly. And so for us, Jamaica, I just spent a solid week with our business center on the Montego Bay side of the island, and she is pulling together 3 amazing spring events for women and sexuality, women and midlife confidence. She is a PhD homeopathic counselor, and she just knows that women are tired and they're feeling not so great about themselves. She'll be doing a 30-day get back your groove. And it's 30 days and it's free if you have Muscadine to be a part of the program, because she believes that total health and weight management and all that is only possible when your body is in balance. And her sense is the Muscadine grape is an antioxidant, returns your body to balance. We have an amazing plan of action, guys, for Ghana, in particular in Accra. The Republic Sports Bar and Grill is owned by a duo of entrepreneurial brothers, Raja and Kofi, and they will be doing monthly events and building a distributorship throughout West Africa on the power of this grape from from the United States to do really great work. So that's my update. And I see that our CEO, Mike, is on. So, Mike, we were doing takeaways from the summit, why we're recommitting to MusNatural and working with you to share and to educate. I talked about really just wanting to drive the content out there about anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and blood circulation. And ViVi did much of the same, but her excitement is around helping people change their lives, both through health transformation as well as little bits of entrepreneurial education in order to build a very vibrant business. But she also said it was the first time, and thank you very much, ViVi, that we can talk about science, service, and success as the IQMK model. Our new byline that you'll see around is a research-backed, clinically, oh my goodness, research-backed, clinically sound, and then deliverable results, but it's clinically something else, clinically recommended. And so we are really taking an approach this year to this product as a credible food for improved health. And so we talked, ViVi talked about how that was important to her at the summit, Mike. And then it was really great to hear, Lynette is the veteran on the call. She's been the longest with this doctrine of health. She wrote a book on it. She did share that it was a way of really affirming that there is this army of people who really appreciate what is known as MusNatural and are working and trying to find out, hey, is there a business in this for me? And to have that community all kind of just excited after a year of a company's birth, committed was really good. So would love to hear some things from you, Mike. I'm going to roll back when you're done and really talk about some new research, just so you guys know it. And then I'm going to talk about some upcoming events in 2022 that you can choose to put on your calendar. Mike, welcome. It's good to have you here tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm sorry, on my phone, I send it through. I can go through my laptop or computer so it can show better. But is it okay right now?
No, we're not seeing anything at all.
Okay.
Can you shine a flashlight on your face?
You're really tanned.
Let me just go to my. Can you get me in again? I'll try again.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, while he's doing that, I'll talk a little bit about some of the new research. I have been told all my life, and as everyone knows, I'm a dog person, that grapes are killers for dogs. Grapes can ruin their kidneys. Grapes can, et cetera, et cetera. Even though my dogs have always stolen grapes from the table and ate them with great joy, it's not what any vet would recommend. However, dried skin and seeds are a whole different story. And for the first time, I had a person that had a dog that had really, really, really bad digestive issues. Like you couldn't keep the dog indoors. And I did some research and even talked to my veterinarian, because some of the research was from Tallahassee, the veterinary school there. And it turns out that MusNatural, Muscadine Grape seed dried. What's really bad for the dogs is the pulpous part of the grape, and the raw part of the grape. They cannot eat raw grapes, but after it's processed, it does amazing things for two things: their fur, their resistance to fleas, just healthy skin and coat, and then this whole issue with digestive problems. So that was new research, and I'm happy to share. Just message me, because it was a surprise. Also, lung cancer, metastatic, very serious. I did some research for a friend who has a friend that's been diagnosed. I have those links all within the past 5 years that show that grape seed extract in vitro in the lab kills metastatic lung, and I can't remember the lining of the lung's name, but the cells that destroy it, cancer cells. That was good. We know about the Wake Forest cancer research, but this was done in a couple of different clinical trials. And as everyone who's on this call and listening, and there's quite a bit tonight, if anybody that's, that when someone says they have lung cancer, you gasp, because it's one of the most highly, it's a killer,
Yeah.
It's hard.
I'm emotional listening to this, because that's what my mom passed away from, was lung cancer.
Oh, yeah, so. I am too. So that's funny, because that's why I couldn't call it a killer. It's just not easy, and it's very fast. So when I did this research for a friend who has a friend that just got diagnosed, I got really excited. I don't say that this cures cancer. It just does not. It's not possible. Although some of the studies say it is actually the components of this grape that kills cancer. But here's what I believe. I have had advanced stage cancer with less than a year to live. And what I can say is that diet changed my life. I didn't know it at the time, because this was more than 10 years ago, that it was the antioxidants and the anti-inflammatory, and every shot of turmeric and wheatgrass and beets and all this stuff, carrots, all this stuff I put back into my body that fed my cells and reduced the free radicals. So it's really powerful research on the lung cancer cells. And then the last one, which is really great. Hold on just a second. I'm going to pull this up. So hold on. And the other is rheumatoid arthritis. Another person, partner reached out because someone is, especially this time of year, their rheumatoid arthritis is beyond painful. I didn't know much about rheumatoid arthritis. I have osteoarthritis. Doesn't pain me anymore. I mean, yeah, it gives me a twinge, especially if I twist my knee like I did in January. But I didn't know much about this other kind of arthritis that's also classified as an autoimmune disease. Mm-hmm. So it's the body turning on itself, right? It's the body not recognizing its immune system not working right, working backwards, so to speak. Wow. There is 4 NIH studies on rheumatoid arthritis and muscadine is, but grape seed right? So any grapeseed supplement, grapeseed oils, grapeseed extracts. And it's funny because most of them do not have the powerhouse that we have, which is the dried skins and the dried seeds. So the research just blew me away. People had said that within, and you can go on rheumatoid arthritis support groups. I did that, and I asked, anybody heard about grapeseed? And they're like, oh my God, it changed my life in 3 days. So now I have teaspoons of oil throughout the day. And I'm like, anybody ever hear of MusNatural? And then I got yelled at because you're not supposed to do any kind of sales. But it doesn't, I wanted to say it just doesn't need to be taken as the oil. The tincture, I'm imagining, could be really powerful. So those are my three things. Dogs who are such stabilizing emotional influences in many people's lives. Lung cancer, very fast killer of people that we care about. And then rheumatoid arthritis. So that's the stuff that I can bring. So Mike is back, and there's lights and Mike. And so Mike, we're asking you to just kind of reach and think about the end of last year, the summit, and the kinds of things that we're thinking about doing going forward.
Well, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for having me on your program, Tanya. And first, I want to thank Tanya, Lynette, ViVi, and also Dr. Alba to have done a great job for that event in Orlando. Is unbelievable. What we took with us, knowledge, which is power. So there were a lot of things that we accomplished at that event. And one of the things I really enjoy, we were surrounded with really qualified and professional and talented people in one room, and especially one Saturday, one Friday that we had event. That was a lot of thought and money and things that you spend time and money and effort to be there. That being around such a talented, great people, and I really enjoy being with everybody there. And now, last year we had a very good start. We were still in pandemic, but thank for our eye partner all over the world, and that they go forward because they know one of the answer for any virus is to boost your immune system, and that's what we have. We have a product that is natural, organic, and we have not put anything in it. It's just one ingredient: is muscadine grape seed and skin. I know many of you know there are products out there that they put 70, 50, 100 ingredient in it, and still cannot come out with a basic a product that God put for us. And we just take the juice out of the grape and separate the seed and the skin and put it in a vegetable capsule for everybody to enjoy. And I want to tell you something. About 14 years ago that I got to know about muscadine, I started eating muscadine, the grape, the seed, and everything, shampoo, everything. I put the shampoo on my hair and everything. It was so amazing. But I had no understanding why it's working. And till November of 2010, that is very interesting. You need to remember that November 5th, October 5th, 2010, there was a volume 29, Journal of American College Nutrition. This is what one of the first clinical study was done on muscadine. Again, this is one of the first one that was done on October 5th, 2010. And if you don't have a copy, I'll send you a copy, or I'll give you a copy. This is very important. This is what, when it says that through this research, they find out that Muscadine grape seed and skin, the capsule that you eat, 650 milligram, the same capsule that you eat and you take every day, the same capsule was researched on, not other capsule, that product was this research was based on that. And in this research, it says Muscadine grape seed and skin open the artery 4.4%. I repeat that. The research. And on page 9, it says that Muscadine, the capsule that you have, not any other one, not the one you buy from Amazon, the one you get from IQMK, that capsule open your artery 4.4%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. There is no other supplement on the earth that can do that. In fact, there is no drug or medicine or medication that do that. So
yeah, the best drug does 2.7%, I believe.
But here's what I want to point out. It's not just the research and the data, which we know is really, really important, but that 4.4% can make the difference between a totally blocked stroke, which results in massive damage, if not death, and a partially blocked stroke, which is still horrible, but that 4% can change and save your life.
Exactly. And what are the things that people may not think? The 4.44% when we say artery, it doesn't mean on your heart. Mm-hmm. That open the artery, that means blood circulate through the whole body. That's why you have you don't get headache in the morning. Mm-hmm. That's why you have more energy. Many other benefits that Lynette has on his book, and she talks about it all the time. All those benefits is because that 4.44%.
Circulation. Well, we are getting on a little bit in time here. I want to, Mike, thank you. It's just so exciting how many things are. The more research is done, the more people are. I really want to. I've been doing a lot of research on, and a lot of times we see that it's Chinese research. And I did a lot of background research into that. And part of the reason why the Chinese have done, and you know about this, Mike, so much research on muscadine is that it delivers grapeseed, not just muscadine, but grapeseed in general. It delivers so much preventive and therapeutic effects that they want to document it scientifically. And as you know, because of the size of China employs civilians and educates them as wellness coaches. It's the very first organized wellness coach model I've ever seen, right? And the government gives these, they call them barefoot doctors that are mostly in rural areas. They give them education and they try to give them like inexpensive, right? Because we're talking billion plus people, inexpensive, really effective vitamins, minerals, herbs, most particularly. And the herb they're doing so much research on, including for viruses, is our very own muscadine. Every time you Google muscadine research, you'll see that it's happening in China. It's an effective way to keep people healthy. So I just wanted to put that out there. Before we end, I need to tell you guys about some things. We are having some crazy and wonderful events here in South Florida. March the 1st, we're at Cardona's Academy of the Martial Arts, one of our business centers here in South Florida for IQMK. Yay, Master John, if you're listening. We will be having a pain, kind of kick out pain and stress from your life with scientific presentations, and then Master John doing some mindfulness training and some good old stress through movement release work with us. We're also having a ladies party makeover and madness. We'll have, I don't know if Dominique's on the call. Dominique Renesca is an expert on detoxifying your body. She is a lupus fighter successfully. She'll be talking about detox. I'll be talking about some of the anti-aging benefits and the research, and then bang, we're going to have makeup artists. We're going to have hair and skin. It's going to be just a lovely event. And then in April, we have our very own Lynette Domingo coming in. And not only is she going to talk all the science stuff from her book, but she's also going to be teaching Latin dance in a beautiful, huge dojo down here in Delray Beach. Now, what I want to say to everybody that's listening that is an iPartner or is interested in the topics, we will have all these events templated, and we will make the educational curriculum also available to you guys. It'll be on our website, and we can also send it out individually. So we're excited. All those events can be yours. We did change because of different protocols. We want to be very successful. We are still going to that magical, healthy, joyful land of Morocco, but we have moved it to July. That's July 15th through the 24th. We do have a program of Dr. Asham Wendo's happening in Jamaica from April 30th to May 5th. In Negril, the 7 Mile Beach, one of the most wonderful places in the world. If you are stressed when you're in Negril Beach, you are probably not alive. It is just, it's really an amazing place. And the only real curriculum will be on the May 2nd for 4 to 6 hours. So if you wanted to bring your spouse, he would just have to try to find something to do between 4 to 6. And likewise, if you're a man and you're bringing your spouse, that's the time that she could come and be with us. And then those are the two that I know for sure. We're going to have homecoming queens go to Ghana from the United States at some point in the first 2 quarters, half of the year. We're talking about some Philippines, which is the best beaches by far in the world. Mexico, of course, to celebrate the amazing things that will be happening there. And then also at the end of the year, we'll be announcing our trip to Egypt. We are very, very excited, and we hope that that excitement goes to you, and it allows you to see that you can, if you love health, you can have a business that's about selling a product that's about health. You know, I'm just calling it what it is. And so I'm excited.
Vacation.
Yeah, and it's a workation. You learn about things, and you're going to share your passion with others. So if you would like to try the product, and there are a lot of people on my personal Facebook page that are on. So if you want to just direct message me or direct message Muscadine Global, we'll get you a sample. We'll get you information. I won't hound you. It's really about making a decision. Like you go into a store and, you know, buy 60 days worth of synthetic vitamins. It's your decision. But I guarantee you that the research and the personal effectiveness that you'll get through me, and then your own experience will leave you saying, why didn't somebody tell me about this 5 years ago? So anybody have any questions? Let's see, I'm looking. Oh, shoot, I didn't look at comments. No, we're good. Well, I think we will have our dear ViVi take us out. We always love the way you can lift our spirits and our health. So I'm going to make us all disappear, except for beautiful ViVi.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And I just really want to reiterate that, you know, one of the things that you as a person, also when you do choose a service or a product, it is really something that is aligned with your values, and you know, and based on knowledge. We happen to have an amazing product that is backed by all of this, but it's really also about vision and impact. And Mike Asghari has this vision of wellness worldwide, and that is an opportunity. And on Monday we had a call, and one of our partners in Spanish said that she ends with "Dale la oportunidad a Muscadine." Give Muscadine an opportunity. And that's what it is, because we're all really seeking for what will work for us, what will work for our body, for our family. And this is knowledge. Like Mike said, knowledge is power, right? We know that. And so you have from Mother's Garden, Nature's Garden, you have this amazing, grape seed and seeds that has that extra chromosome, or those extra chromosomes that can really truly be what helps you become healthier. And also, we really want to extend that community of really sharing this, and knowing that there's a place where you can grow, and that you can really truly make a difference in your community. So wishing you all wellness worldwide. And, let's keep pushing. We're still in a pandemic, but, we surround ourselves with that tribe of individuals that are going to help us get through whatever it is. It's building our resilience, and it's building our health. So let's do it. And much greetings to everyone that's listening. IQMK in our Philippines. And like Tanya said, if you want all of those graphics for the events happening, are going to be in a Muscadine Global Facebook page, I believe. And also you can follow IQMK. So those both pages will have that information, and we'll keep you informed next week. So looking forward for next week. Have a great evening, everyone. Much love to all of you.